How's it going, everybody? Rye here today, and we are back with your Columbus Blue Jackets here in a very fun off-season number one. Ready to get it started, guys. The off-season is always my favorite. What's your favorite part of franchise mode? I love the off-season when you get to do the draft and trades and signings, and you really get to put the team on paper, and then it doesn't disappoint you, right? Because you just log off and you're good for the day, and you're happy because you got a great squad before it disappoints you. But guys, you have been killing the support on this series. Can we get another 15 likes here in episode number 4? Also, if you are new and have made it this far into the series, make sure to subscribe, guys, because over 75% of you guys are not subscribed, and I'm on the road to 4,000 subscribers, so if you could help me get there, that would be amazing. You guys are the best. But today, guys, we're going to have a decent shot at a lottery win. I mean, listen, we have a top 10 pick anyway. But potentially winning the lottery could jumpstart our franchise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have the 8th overall pick, and really, I don't think we could have fallen much further than this, right? 2 points behind the Vegas Golden Knights for, I believe, that 6th spot. I'm looking around us, and yeah, we definitely have the tiebreaker over Montreal as far as we have the 8th pick, they have the 9th pick. And other than that, I think we're doing pretty good. Now, you guys have said in the past to fire the coach, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be with you there. One thing I want to do is make sure that our coach that we potentially go after has schemes that fit our current roster. And guys like Gaudreau, Laine, Johnson, Middlestat, Fantilli, Marchenko, Chinikov, those guys, well, surprisingly, a lot of them have the same chemistry boost, like carry, shoot, efficient, don't block, or block. Right? Or it could be balanced. I didn't mark that down. Either way, that one doesn't really matter. But most of them like behind the net. Laine and Fantilli are somewhat similar. Fantilli's going to be the tough one because he's balanced, cycle, balanced with overall. Or not overall, with overload. So it's not very easy to match for him. But as you can see, our current coach does behind the net overload. Balance, shoot, balance is not what we need, and especially the defensive core, which I think we have got a pretty good defense as is. Hold the line, balance, hold the line, shoot, hold the line. Like, no, that's not what you want. We want to see pinch, cycle, or balance. So if we can find somebody out there once we hit July 1st, I will fire our coach and go after this guy. But for now, I'm not going to pull the trigger because I don't want to be left without a good coach just because I want to make a move. But we are going to get up to the draft, obviously, next. I have to set up the scouting, but I just wanted to show you guys the contracts. After the last one, Anthony Duclair has unfollowed all of his teammates. Yes, he would like a contract extension, but I don't want to pay $5 million to a guy that could potentially be a locker room problem. Casey Middlestat here wants only 3 point. Okay, so that 2-year deal seems to be the sweet spot for Casey to get under $4 million. So I think I'll offer him the $3.6 million for 2 years. I think that's fine. As a middle six center, he played incredibly well for us, so I am going to offer him that extension. Roslovic, I think, is going to be on his way out, and then Kirill Marchenko, I definitely want to re-sign. He wants a good amount of money. Oh my God, he's going to want a ton of money, and I think we could get up to the end of his deal here. I think maybe a 2-year deal. Bridge him again for a 2-year at 3.25. That's pretty cheap. I mean, it might be more expensive down the line, but we'll see. I just want to see if he can repeat what he's done, especially with a new coach and a new scheme with Middlestat and all that. And, you know, we do have some young talent that we can bring up and maybe somebody we acquire, right? So we'll give him that. So that's about just a bit under $7 million, 6.75, I think, is about what we're spending there between Middlestat and Marchenko, which will mean we'll have about $5-6 million left. Chinikov definitely is going to get an extension after the way he played this season. I think I'll give him a 5-year deal at 2.5. If he'll take that, I think that's going to be perfect, because if he jumps because he had an amazing year, I'd actually might do 4 years at 2.35. Yeah, I think that's probably a little bit safer. So we'll do that one there as well. I'll probably let Foligno walk. Tessier, he was okay. He had 28 points, was a -3, only shot 9%, not great. Giveaway to takeaway ratio was really, really good, though. He hits as well. Took 22 penalty minutes, 10 minutes a night. Didn't really play too poorly. Didn't play too much. But he's asking for 2.4. I don't think I want to give him that. Boyd, we know we're not going to resign. Roslovic, Duclair, we're not going to resign. We could look to Foligno, but he doesn't want to come back. Neither does Robinson. Blankenberg here, we called him up at the end of the season just to be a guy on the bench. But he looks like a really good defensive defenseman, or offensive defenseman, I should say. So if he wants a cheap contract, we'll see. He wants a professional level deal. But let's go ahead and do the scouting and get up to the draft. And here we are, everybody, at the end of season number 1 officially, and the Colorado Avalanche are Stanley Cup champions, which makes sense. You know, it's good to see a good team win the cup and not some random team. But here we go, and the lottery says we are gonna get jumped twice. Oh my God, number 9, Montreal jumped up to number 2. Nashville stays at 1, and Anaheim moves from 13 to 3. What? Oh my gosh. So I guess maybe Anaheim won the lottery and moved up the maximum amount of spots, and then Montreal moved up. But now we are no longer 8th. We are 10th now. Oh man, which sucks quite a bit. We'll have to go ahead and take a look at the draft class now to see what's at number 10. But you guys can see we're doing a pretty good job scouting. At number 10, we're looking at Tarek Parajak, who is 2 years away but plays like Messier. I don't like the fact that he's got balance, block, overload. That's terrible. Balance, shoot, energy, balanced. God, these are terrible. If we could get up and go, oh man, go get Johan Rensfeldt, that would be a fantastic, just a couple spots up. Go get an offensive defenseman, another great young defenseman. There's Aaron Kiviharu, but now we're talking top 5 pick. Actually, I guess he's 6. He was 5. Tanner Howe moved up to 5 now. But as far as the number 1 guy, it's Nathaniel Connolly, medium franchise. Wow. So Nashville, thankfully, despite not winning the lottery, is going to get their guy, a franchise defenseman. Offensive defense, oh man, that is nasty. Jeffrey Knights, though, does have X factors. He's NHL ready. Plays like Zdeno Chara at 6'5" defensive defenseman. Oh, that is special right there. As far as other guys around here, I don't see any X factors. We're still scouting some guys, still trying to get like full understanding of what they bring to the table. We'll have to see if there's any like maybe gems in this class. Taking a look here, just the medium elites at the top that we're used to seeing. There's 2-bar medium elites here and there, but nobody too crazy. There's Jonas Saaralainen here, who's 3 years away, maybe in the 50s. Taking a look here, do we know any low elites? Just some medium top 6. There's Justin Poirier too, who is medium top 6, 2 years away with the terrible strategies. But we'll hope our scouts continue to grow here. And feed us some more information. We're not quite there yet. But view retired players. I'm not going to bother. Columbus Blue Jackets, Chuck Esposito is going to retire. So that's a disappointment, I think, to see Chuck Esposito retire. I don't know what he was, what coach he was, but we're ready to start the draft. But what kind of coach do we need to replace now? It is our goalie coach, which is a bit disappointing. Kavanaugh here. There's Emiliano Kavanaugh. Could I call him up and eventually be something? I don't know. We'll see. But we are coming up to the draft. We have, let's take a look at our draft board here. What picks do we have? And what numbers? So we've got number 10 overall, the 20th pick in the second round, the 28th pick in the second round, the 20th pick in the third round, our 8th pick in the third round, and then the 4th round, 8th. Maybe we could package some picks up. I really think we want to stay where we're at, right? I talked about trading down. The only problem with that is we don't necessarily have a lot of we're weak on top prospects, right? Our top prospects are on the team right now. We need more top prospects. We're neutral on top prospects on defensemen, so I guess a forward might be the way to go here. And taking a look at the draft class, there are some forwards by our spot. I was talking about going up and getting Johan Rensfeldt, but there's also Clark Caswell here, the two-way forward. I don't like the fact that all 3 of these guys are two-way forwards. There's Caden Lindstrom here, but he's only medium top 6. I do think I just want to go get a... man, they're all two-way forwards. What the heck is that about? Well, Parajak may not be a two-way forward. He's got an A shot. He may be a power forward. I don't know. I don't like the skating either. Not a huge fan of the way he looks. The two-way forwards here. Tij Aginla's probably the better of the 2 players, in my opinion, but dump, balance, block. If that's actually his strategies, that's horrendous. So Johan Rensfeldt, or there's Kiviharu, too, who plays like Vlasic. He's a two-way defenseman, but the offensive defenseman here in Johan Rensfeldt at 6'3", he's already NHL ready, they say. I think I may try to move up to 6 to get Rensfeldt. See what that would take. It's only a couple spots, right? We have a top 10 pick, technically. So let's jump into it. Let's see what we can do. And Nashville, congratulations on your medium franchise defenseman. But I'm going to go ahead and call Chicago up there at 6. Chicago. They could always want more assets, too, to trade back with. No trades found. Okay, I will make my own trade then. But here we go. Chicago. They're probably going to, I mean, listen, they're probably not in a position where just one guy's going to do it for them. So if I can give them a first and then maybe one of our 2 seconds, a first and a second, and can I get back like a next year's 4th or something like that to help us with our next year's picks? I think that would go through. A first and I think, is that our earlier or later 2? Yeah, that's our later of the 2 seconds. I'm going to get a little greedy here and ask for next year's 3rd. I guess I could ask for my 3rd back, but I think Chicago's going to be worse than us. So a first and a second for a first this year and a 3rd next year. Trade rejected. Okay, it's not quite there. So I'm going to try the 4th. I don't know how close we are actually. Let's go with Chicago's 4th. See if that goes through. It's okay. It's not quite there. All right, let's see if we can get maybe a 5th round pick or like 2 6th. I'll take 2 6th to move up. Okay, I'll take 1 6. Trade rejected. It's too far off. Straight up? Trade rejected! What? Oh my god. Skaters matching the block. Who do they want? Maybe somebody they haven't signed? I have signed Marchenko and Chinikov and Casey Middlestat. They all signed those deals that you guys saw. Do they want Tessier? Because I'll give them Tessier. And I'll just take back whoever they want to get rid of or just their worst player in the org, as long as he's not on a terrible contract. There we go. I'll give them this, but I'll see if I can drop it to a 3rd. I doubt the 3rd, is going to be a difference maker, and I'm probably going to have to give him the 2nd. Trade rejected. Okay, so I'll move up, giving up a 2nd, but we still have a 2nd, right? That's the important part. Too far off, man. Oh my goodness. I guess maybe I'll have to give up a 3rd as well. A 1st, a 2nd, and a 3rd. And now I really want a next year's 4th back. Now I really want it. Will it go through? Rejected. Isn't right at all. Jeepers. Okay, how about a 6 from the Red Wings on top of it? Really? A 1st, 2nd, and 3rd isn't sufficient at all still. Man, they really don't want to get that pick, do they? Oh, man, maybe the Ottawa Senators would be more inclined to talk, and I can go up to 5, and then we got kind of a decision to make because we got more available talent. Man, the Blackhawks are being stingy with that pick, man. The 5th round pick, they would want Jirasek. Good one, Ottawa. Real funny. Not happening. Let's see if we can give them our 1st. They do want our other picks, though, so that's important. So we'll give them a 2nd. We'll give them a 3rd. We'll see if we can go up to 5 with this. Trade rejected. Quite close to fair. See, there we go. There's quite close to fair value. Do we have picks next year? Yeah, we have a 1st, 2nd, a 3rd, and now a 7th. So, listen, we'll only have 1 pick per round, but we get to go up and get somebody really elite, somebody that's really going to make an impact. Trade accepted. There we go. So we move up to 5, which I was not expecting to go all the way up to 5. I know he was projected to go 7th, Rensfeldt, but I really don't want to do that. Go up to, just hope that he falls to me, right? Because then I gave up assets, and if he doesn't fall, then we're SOL. But here's that medium franchise offensive defenseman. Looks really, really good, to be honest. He's a 79 only, though. So as a medium franchise at the top, you'd like to see his overall a bit higher. But again, he's going to grow into something special. Right now, we'll just have to wait and see. Taking a look at the draft class, though. We're now at 5, right? Sam Dickinson might fall to us. He's a 2A defenseman. I still don't want him, I don't think. Tanner Howe is balance cycle energy block with crash the net. And then Aaron Kiviharu. We could end up going after Aaron Kiviharu because he does have that X Factor, but X Factors can grow now, which is the important part. Johan Rensfeldt just looks straight up better. I mean, he's straight up better in every category. As A beats the B, A minus beats the B, A minus beats the B minus, B beats the B minus, and B minus beats the C. So really, it's Johan Rensfeldt. Plus, he's 6'3" offensive defenseman who's listed as NHL ready and plays like PK Subban. I'm going to take Johan Rensfeldt. Absolutely. I know maybe I didn't need to move all the way up to, because things are moving exactly as projected, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 just went, but that's kind of how things go. This is the area where I start to get nervy about it, and I think as much as I'd love a forward, they're all two-way forwards, guys. They are all two-way forwards. So Johan Rensfeldt, we gave up a lot to get him, but he's a 76 medium elite offensive defenseman. He looks good. And compare him to that medium franchise guy at the start, right? So a couple ticks below him, I would say, but I think he's a better skater than that guy at the start. Doesn't have as good of a shot, but he's really close on the awareness, and the defensive category isn't too bad either. So just to refresh your memory, you can see, okay, they're similar skaters. Obviously, the medium franchise guy at the top is better. But I got to say, I think I got a really, really good player. There's also Jeffrey Knights here, this defensive defenseman, who doesn't look too bad. Again, just with defensive defensemen, I worry about their passing and their offensive awareness. Berkeley Catton, this playmaker, he looks all right. Would like to see that passing be a little bit higher. We've got Dickinson too, who we, might have been able to get. A two-way defender that he doesn't look that good. He's only a 74, right? So he's going to grow and he's going to develop. But I really think Johan Rensfeldt was the move. Who is Chicago taking with their pick? They're taking Howe. Howe is a sniper with a terrible shooting. That is a terrible shooting category for a sniper. 82, 81 on the wrist shot and slap shot accuracy. The defensive awareness is even worse. So this guy is absolutely a project. May he turn into something? Sure, but certainly don't feel like we missed on the Rensfeldt pick. Caswell here is a 69. Nice. 79 passing, 78 offensive. Like he's even more of a project. At number 8 here, the Vegas Golden Knights are going to get Tij Aginla, a two-way forward, medium elite as well. Decent all around, but again, a guy that's going to take a while to develop. At 9, the Buffalo Sabres are getting Aaron Kiviharu. See, Kiviharu fell all the way to 9, so he might have been there for us, Rensfeldt, had we waited, but I didn't want to take that chance, right? Kiviharu was supposed to go 5th. We didn't take him. The next 3 forwards went before Buffalo takes another medium elite left-handed defenseman. He's got good passing. I mean, he's an all right player. Again, a little bit room to grow, but he's better than the other guys that we looked at. And next, Parashak is a sniper, medium elite. That's a bit better considering his overall's only 71. But again, I'm not too upset with giving up what we had to give up because we got our guy, and I think we got, I don't want to call him the second best player in the draft, but third best? I think he's up. He's the third best. You can debate, and you could probably win it. Second best, it's a bit of a stretch. But now we move to our second round pick, and we have to see what we're going to do about that. So, checking out who is available. Let's just sort back by the scouts rankings. Is there anybody that I really want to go after? Leon Muggley, anybody 1 year away or less? Anybody NHL ready? I saw an X Factor, I swear. Thomas Desrouzeau, maybe? Do we know for certain he's got? No, we're not certain he does. He's at 35. He could be somebody to go after, but he's 3 years away. The 2-bar medium elite, 2 years away for these guys. Justin Poirier. Yeah, Justin Poirier probably looks like the guy that I'd like to go after. I always like to use NHL ETA, especially on guys that I don't know a ton about. This Topias Heinonen looks pretty good. Well, if we're accurate on his ratings, but I doubt that. So no real gems looking in this class, to be honest. A lot of 3-4 years away. These guys are all about where they're supposed to be. Do we identify any gems? Does not look like we did. So I think. When's our next pick? Our pick is in like I want to say it's in the 50s. No, not view draft class. I want to view our draft picks. Offer trade. Take a look at what number pick we have. It was the 20th in the second round, I believe, but we gave one of them away. So it's 52 overall. That's what I thought. 52 overall from the LA Kings at 52. Sorry, guys. I love to get meticulous when it comes to the draft. At 52, who's around there? Anybody ahead? Anybody below? They want us to take some of these guys. That guy plays like Pietrangelo. This guy's 3 years away. This guy's 3 years away. There's Topias Heinonen, a two-way forward. But again, we know that's not the most accurate. But here we go. Now we're really at our spot. Juna Saralainen. Somebody that I did identify beforehand. Plays like O'Reilly. 2-bar medium elite. I doubt he's actually going to be medium elite. Mark Beaudoin. Okay. Thibodeau. Christopher Thibodeau. Yeah, none of these guys look too special. Jeremy Leroux. Could have some X factors. There's Max Curran, Jokinen. Again, there's just not really anybody too impressive in this class. There's Christian Kirsch, but he might be there at our next pick. So with our third round pick in the 70s, we may want to move up a pick or two. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can move down in the second round. Because we're currently picking what, 28th in the round? Oh god, I completely missed us, didn't I? There we are, 20. I didn't see it at all. So, I mean, we might want to take a look here. There's Lindstrom at what somebody might give us to move down a couple spots, right? See if we can move down with the Rangers, right? Trade with the Rangers or the Islanders or, God, why is it all the Metro teams right here? Maybe see what the Rangers would give us on top or maybe not, right? We'll see what we can do to move down. Maybe pick up some picks next year is my hope. Draft picks for the second. They want to give it up. They want Tessier. Yeah, they want, okay, our third round pick in Blankenberg. I don't know. That wasn't the goal of this trade at all. So what I'm going to do is just simulate to our pick. At pick 52, we'll see who's on the board. We could always move out of it, right? Saralainen's on the board with that 2-bar medium elite. I think we got to take him. I think he's a guy that, he looks decent. Dump balance block behind the net is not good at all. Beaudoin doesn't look nearly as good either. I'll take the shot on the 2-bar medium elite kid. Saralainen, welcome to the Columbus Blue Jackets. He's a medium top 9. Oh, this draft class really fell off, dude. Like, this draft class got so bad. There's nobody here that I'm upset about losing. Absolutely nobody that I'm like, oh man, I should have taken him instead. Look at this. This is terrible. These guys are none of these guys. This draft class, nothing is gonna change in the next two years because this draft class is so woeful. Oh my God. Did I miss somebody just ahead of him either? No. The whole second round's been garbage. Oh my God. We're after the top 10. There's Poirier. Oh my word, dude. This is a bad draft class. But I did say I wanted to move up a couple picks here in the third round. There we are at 8. I do want to move up a couple picks. Let's call Vegas. We'll call them back. See if they see if we can potentially move up here and get. Will they just take it straight up? Trade rejected. I will give them just a weak player here. Skaters matching the block, and they would want. I mean, I could give them Roslovic. I'll give them Boyd. Do you guys want Boyd? Oh, they'd have too many players in the organization. Great. Rookie skaters here. I will give you. Here we go. Bottom 6 20-year-old. Is that sweeten the deal enough for you guys? Trade accepted. All right. So I'll take it. Just flopping picks, and they will take that player off our hands. He's never going to be anything for us anyway. But here we go. Third round pick. Probably one of the last picks we do together. Kirsch, yes, Christian Kirsch. That's the goalie I wanted. I wanted to make sure I was up high enough to get him. There's Kyler Maloney too, but Kirsch looks pretty good. 2-bar medium elite, 3 years away, only 18. It's a pretty good looking player. He is going to be a medium starter hybrid. Okay, so listen, we get another goalie in the system. That's fine. And now we're going to move to our 4th round pick and just probably take somebody. There's Winchester here, 2-bar medium elite. 4 years away. If he does actually have an X Factor, that's going to be awesome. He's a low bottom 6 forward. Okay. And then pick 168, which should be our last pick of the draft. This one's not going to matter too much. We'll sort by potential. I don't know much about anybody. But here we go. Solomon Rupert, 2-bar medium elite. He's 5 years away. I doubt he's going to be it, but medium bottom 6. So it is what it is. We really only got one quality player, but the entire draft was pretty bad. Really, there was no late talent. There's no second rounder that's a medium top 6 that can come up in a year or two. This was a really, really awful draft. Glad this is, we were near the top because without it, I don't know if we would have gotten a quality player, period. But Rensfeldt is going to come and help the blue line in a year or two, so we will be good there. Now, we have to get into the re-sign phase, guys, so let's go ahead and jump forward to that. All right, so we're here at the re-sign phase, and I already did a little bit of stuff with the guys down in the AHL and those borderline guys, qualified some, and I even offered Greaves a contract extension. It's going to be a two-way deal. As far as what Martin wants, Martin's not going to be our backup. He'd be in the AHL. I don't want to give him $1 million, considering we only have $11.2 million of cap space, so an AHL backup may be on the cards for us. I mean, I could play Lalonde. Not really excited to do that as the backup, and I don't think Kirsch is quite ready to step into that role. So probably a backup in the AHL, maybe a starter, although I'd like to get Jet Greaves as much playing time as possible. But then we're going to look at the defensive core, right? We got Werenski, Severson, Boakfist, who's now up to an 84 with Provorov, and then Jirasek and Peak. I think that's perfectly fine. I think that's a competent. I think that's a quality. And, Werenski's growing. He's up to an 88. He could still grow even more. Boakfist, we've seen him get up to an 84, and at 2.6 million, I feel like that's a steal. Provorov, maybe have to let him go after this year. I'm not sure. We'll see how he ends up performing. He's got pretty good stats, but Jiricek is really, a guy I want to see grow. And unfortunately, he's the one guy that doesn't quite have the perfect strategies, right? He's the only guy that doesn't do cycle or balanced. He's the only guy with shoot. At least he's balanced on his hold the line or a pinch. So anyway, taking a look here, the AHL, we've got Bjork, Blankenberg. Blankenberg actually looks really good. I like the way he looks. It's his physical category that pulls him down, but 86 passing, 87 offensive awareness with 85 defensive awareness. I definitely think this is a guy I'm willing to give a 3-year, $1.4 million deal to. He can be a perfect seventh defenseman because, just in case one of our defensemen does get injured for an extended amount of time, I do think he's somebody that we could look for. I qualified Bjork. He doesn't want an extension, but the qualification was only like $800,000, so I figured why not. I don't know if I'm going to sign Rensfeldt just yet to play in the minors. He's listed as a minor top 4 defenseman, but I'm going to leave him unsigned for now. You guys let me know down in the comments what you think I should do with Rensfeldt. And then down here, we've got Matichuk, Nazco, and then I think I'm going to sign Johansson back. He's not the greatest, but hey, 3 years for a depth defenseman down there in the minors. He's got medium top 6, so maybe he becomes a minor leaguer for us. Either way, I think our defensive core is one of the things that I won't have to touch for a little while now. We got Jiricek, we've got Werenski, Severson's here for the long term, and we've got Boqvist, who looks like he's growing, and now add Rensfeldt to that. We're going to have a great defensive core. So it's nice not to have to worry about the blue line for a little while. Forward-wise, Anthony Duclair, man, you can't go throwing a hissy fit after we missed the playoffs. You can't just, he's burned the bridge, right? And you guys said as such. So we are going to officially release Anthony Duclair, which means our forward core looks like this. It's Gaudreau, Laine, Jenner, who is 85 now, which is great. Kent Johnson, who's up to an 85, and I can't believe we've got him for that ridiculously 8 years, $5.5 million. That is going to be probably the contract of the series. Kirill Marchenko signed that 2-year, 3.25. He's on the same deal as Middlestat, so these two guys will be in lockstep. Fantilli's up to an 83, still on his ELC, right? So Middlestat's technically our 7th forward, which I will absolutely take. Really, Boone Jenner's probably going to be on the second line now that I look at it. Fantilli, Marchenko, maybe Jenner. I still like Jenner more on the third line. I really do. Just because Middlestat was so good, and he's a very offensive weapon, and defensively, he's not too much of a slouch. Roslovic, we said we probably wanted to move on from him. He was just minus 21, 63 penalty minutes, was just not good enough for us, so we are going to end up releasing him, which means we have, I think that's 8 forwards out of the 12 we need. We got Gaudreau, Laine, Jenner, Johnson, Marchenko, Fantilli, Middlestat, Chinikov, and then it's take your pick, right? Danforth is signed, but I kind of want to sign Tessier. Tessier's qualifying offer would be 1.5. He wants about 2 million. He's 24, medium top 6 as a 2-way forward. I think he's fine for the bottom for as a depth player. Travis Boyd, we know we're going to release him. Sillinger, I definitely want to bring him back. Qualifying offer would be 1 million. Can I give him a 3-year deal at 1.1 million? He'd still be an RFA at the end of it. I think that's perfectly fine. Foudy, too. Liam Foudy could be a guy that ends up coming up to the majors next year. Robinson doesn't want a contract extension, and I think I'm okay with that. He didn't play at all this season, did he? No, he did not. So, I think I'm fine to just let him walk. I don't want to overpay for him. Tessier is the interesting one. Foligno, he's 36. As much as I'd like to bring him back just for depth, 1.5 million is a bit expensive for me. And I think, Foudy, we'll qualify him. He's 0.85, so we will qualify him. He does want a 2-year, 2-way deal that gets him to the end of RFA, but I think that's perfect. Obviously, we'll see who signs. We'll take a look. But for now, I think we're good to go there. I'm going to go ahead and offer the coaching staff their contract extensions. Who is expired? Nobody's expired. It's just our scouts. So that's no big deal. Scouts here. Sanders. Yeah, these guys are fine, but I am going to get rid of Daigle here. Daigle, you can go. Fire him. C- AHL Atlantic Scout. But we've got US Central, is that? Or NHL Central, and then a USA East. So we'll just get rid of bring both of these guys back. Excuse me. But we'll see who signs those extensions. Foudy's back. Sillinger's back. Christensen is back. Greaves is back. Blankenberg, Johansson, Bernie, And there we go. So things are good in Columbus right now. Expiring contracts. Did somebody not take a contract? Okay, so we have 10.3 million. I do have to go ahead and sign a bunch of these AHLers like Gaunts here. This will be easy. One thing I want to make sure, though, is that we have space for somebody that grows or somebody that we go after in free agency. So, forward-wise, because the defensive core is set, we're not looking for a defenseman this offseason. We got Gaudreau, Laine, Jenner, Johnson, Marchenko, Fantilli, Middlestat, Chinikov, Danforth, Foudy, Sillinger, Olivier. So I could probably sign Tessier, and we could still go after. I think I'll do that. I'll give him 1 year, 1.75. See if he takes that instead. 2 years, 1.75. Yeah, and he'll be at the end of his RFA. You know, I think he's a perfect third, fourth liner. He can bounce between those two, so we're fine there. I'll go ahead and sign those AHLers now, though, guys, and we'll catch up with you when I've got more signings to do. So we did get Tessier back, which is nice to see, and it still leaves us room to go after one more forward. I think, you know, we've got guys that can easily be scratched. Sillinger, we'll see if he jumps and deserves it or not, but taking a look, we've got Gaudreau, Laine, Jenner, Johnson, Marchenko, Fantilli, Middlestat, Chinikov, Tessier, and then Danforth, Foudy, Sillinger, right? Those are the three guys on the fourth line, and we have 9.7 million. If we wanted to, we could go after another second liner. What I think we need, well, maybe is one more second liner, right? Or even the first line center, as much as I want that to be Kent Johnson. If there is one out there, maybe we'll go after one. But for now, it'll be Laine, Gaudreau, and Johnson. We'll have Middlestat, Fantilli, and Marchenko with Jenner, Chinikov, and then we could probably go after a third liner that could play on the second line depending on how things go. But, you know, and we can have a mixture of these guys on the fourth line. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the coaches next, because that's what we wanted to do, right? Gore is now an A, which is nice to see. However, we'll see who else is out there. There's a couple good ones here in Nielsen and Lau. We need to see if they fit our scheme. So Bryson Lau is A+ offense, A+ defense, only B teaching, right? He's a generalist. Will develop everybody, and he's balanced, right? And as far as his schemes, that's not a good one. Alex Nielsen is not a good one either as far as what strategies we want. But then we've got these A-minuses, right? Visakis, Nash, and Reimer. So we'd be downgrading a bit in our coach, but we'd get the boost of having the chemistry, potentially. So A+ penalty kill, C teaching, which is not good. But this guy, oh man, he fits Werenski, Gaudreau perfectly. Behind the net, carry, shoot, efficient, balance. That is Gaudreau to a T. That is Kent Johnson to a T. That is Middlestat to a T. That is Chinikov. That is Marchenko. Pinch cycle, balance, balance. That's, ooh, Severson is balanced. He would fit on the third pairing, but I don't really want to do that. But Visakis here, oh man, he prefers a casual. Oh, that's us. So I guess I would have to interview him to see if he wants to even join. What's his power play? Is overload? I don't know about our power. What, I didn't check that. Shoot. Chinikov is carry, shoot, efficient, balanced, and behind the net. 65% fit though. Carry, cycle, balance, cycle, balance, block. So we get the first line boost. Laine would fit better on the second line, would he? Fantilli would fit good on the second line because he's balanced, cycle, balanced with overload. So Fantilli would actually get a nice boost there on the second line. I like Desmond Visakis. We'll take a look at Nash and Reimer here in a second, see if they have any higher fit. Behind the net, balance, shoot, enter. No, that's not what we want to see. Carry, cycle, efficient, don't block, and then carry, shoot. It could work, right? He fits Werenski and Provorov perfectly, right? With the pinch cycle, pinch balanced. I think I like Visakis better. So we're going to talk to him. Boston and Colorado are interested in him as well. We're going to interview him. Why don't we have a chat about what your contract expectations are? That's fine. Let's chat about the. I get like what, 4 questions remaining. Why don't we ask him about his contract? Tell us how important is cash. I guess we can just figure out because we know is what is he interested in. We'll see. It's relevant. I can move up quite a bit in salary if other things meet my expectations. So it's relevant, but not the most important thing. I've never really interviewed a coach like this before because I really want to make sure we lock in Visakis. All right, we want to ask him about his organizational thoughts, preference. What is his preference? What type of organization you would like to be a part of? An underdog story. Hopeful for making the playoffs, which I think we will be. And then how important is that? I have 2 questions to go with. But I think I want to figure out the preferences, see if we match, and then I can throw a ton of money at him. Let's talk about the market. I don't think the market's going to matter too much, but if he's a hopeful, what is his preference for market size? Because I think it said we were a casual market. He likes a large market, and what type of fan base do you prefer? He likes a devoted fan base. Okay. That's not really what we're working with, I don't believe. You can see he likes a devoted fan base. Cash importance is relevant. Large market and the hopeful. So I think we fit 2 of those. Taking a look here, I think it'll now show us comparatively. Yeah, cash importance is relevant. Fan base is devoted. Our current team status is hopeful, so that's a check. Current local fan base is casual. He prefers devoted. And we're a medium market. So take your pick there. I guess we'll just have to throw a ton of cash at him. I'm going to go until it tells me to stop because I don't have owner mode on, so this doesn't matter. So I can throw as much money at this guy as I really, really want to. So, hey, if cash is relevant, I'm going to make sure that this guy does not have to worry and his kids will be fine, even if we end up firing him. But I do think we can move on from our current head coach. There are a couple options out in free agency, for coach free agency, I guess I should say, that would fit. So we'll just throw a ton of money at him. I don't really see how he would say no here. Money's no object to me. I'm just the GM, and I don't really care. I don't know who the owner of the Columbus Blue Jackets is. Blue Jackets fans, let me know who's your owner. But he's about to pay his coach double. We're gonna double his salary, like of the current staffing. Thanks for the offer. Get back in a few days. Beautiful. All right, so now it's time to fire our coach, Gore. We're gonna fire you, buddy. Sorry. And there we are. So I think we just need a goalie coach, and then we should be good to go. It looks like our power play is actually pretty decent. So find a goalie coach, and then we can take a look at free agency. Well, now that we've gone ahead and offered our coach and hopefully going to get the guy we want, I mean, we just blew his expectations out of the water. Let's see what forwards made it to free agency. Elias Pettersson made it to free agency? Now he's an RFA, but still, that is wild. Okay, let's take a look at maybe, I mean, Anthony Duclair has burned the bridge. I was going to say, he's a perfect age, contract looking for, right? It's right on the money there. Hronik is an RFA. We'll just look at forwards for now because that's what I want to look at. Are guys that could potentially play in the middle 6, like a David Perron or a Jonathan Toews. Devin Toews. They want so little because they're old. They're 36, and the question is, I don't think they're going to fit with what we've currently got going now. DeBrusk, Lundell. Oh, he's an RFA. I gotta get away from RFAs. So let's take a look at UFAs. Who are we looking at? I mean, Arvidsson, we did talk about. He is 31. Jake DeBrusk here at $5.5 million. A really, really high-quality sniper. Is an upgrade over Marchenko, and he would fit Joshua Gore's forward line 1, which was pretty balanced, which would fit our current coach's line 2, I think it is. There's Anthony Beauvillier, who only wants 4.4 and is 1 overall worse. Listed as a 2-way forward. Really, really well-rounded, though. Fits the 4th forward line, which means he'd be a perfect 3rd liner. I think this could be a good fit. A 2-year deal for Beauvillier, who's got a bit of ability to score the puck. 44 points in 82 games last year. Only 24 penalty minutes. This could be the Jack Roslovic. 44 points, and he only played 12 and a half minutes a night? 12:46? Really? I know it's more than just a bit over 12 and a half. Giveaway to takeaway ratio is great. Okay. Beauvillier, welcome. I'm going to see if I can get him at 2 years at 4.5. I think that's a good deal. I think that's solid. Let's take a look at potential players. Tolvanen? Eli Tolvanen made it to free agency as a snipe. I mean, he's got a really good shooting category, that's for sure. He has given, wow, his takeaway ratio was great too, and he only played 942, 150 shots and 942 a minute. This guy is a shooter. Low elite, offer him a contract. Can I give him, can I give him a 1-year, $2.6 million deal as an RFA after this year? We'd have the ability. I think I'm going to, yeah, absolutely. I mean, what is that, Nashville? Or no, that's now St. Louis, right? Or St. Louis, Jesus. Seattle. They didn't qualify him. That is crazy. All right. Mads Sogard is a really decent option. I think I'll look for one of these. Yeah, but the problem is they're pretty bad. There's not really any other goalies. So what I think I'm going to do is find a minor leaguer Ilya Samsonov made free agency? Seriously? I mean, if we need an upgrade in goal, there it is, but he wants so much money. Marc-Andre Fleury's really cheap for what he can provide, but I think what we'll do is we'll probably find a guy that wants a two-way deal here. Yep, two-way deal, best two-way deal. There's Stauber here, who's Salmonin? I'll go with Oskari Salmonin. I know he's a medium fringe starter, but he is a year younger than Stauber. So there's Michael Hauser, the Brick House. Salmonin, offer him a contract. 2 years, yeah, two-way deal. That's fine with me. So we got our minor leaguer goalie. We've got two potential players to bring into the forward core. I think the defensive core is fine. You know, Nick Blankenberg can come back and be that seventh defenseman. I think he fits that role perfectly. It's going to be interesting to see what these signings are, but if these guys decide to take our offers, especially the coach, they want Severson and a sixth for a second and a third. I don't want to get rid of Severson, really. Maybe in a couple of years we could. All right, there's our scout, Marie. Another trade offer. The Vancouver Canucks really want Damon Severson. It's now going into the fourth. Desmond Visakis is going to be our new head coach, which is huge. 6 years. Wojtek Bullis, he doesn't want to be our goalie coach. I guess I'll just have to throw a lot more money at him, which will be fine. Man, Severson is not on the block, but 2 second rounders is pretty significant. We'll advance today one more time, see if we can get Zachary Tokarski. That's not Tokarski's goalie, but Beauvillier is going to accept the offer there. Ellie Tolvanen is going to join the cup-winning Colorado Avalanche. This guy's just a glory hunter at this point. Decided to go with another team, offered him the dollars he felt he deserved. And then Oskari Salmonin is going to join the squad. So as far as free agency, we didn't get Ellie Tolvanen, which is a bummer, but we did end up getting Beauvillier, which I think is a good. That's the guy I wanted anyway, and then I just kind of decided to look here. UFAs. There's not too many left that I would really be excited to go after. There's Akil Thomas. I mean, he's signed in every time just because he always makes it here. I don't think there's anybody else I would want to go after. I mean, there's some of these low top sixes that we could grab for the minor league. Like McLaughlin and Madden, yeah, they're wanting two-way deals. We'll offer them both contracts. Perfect. We'll hopefully get those guys in the minor leagues. They're low top sixes. They're punts. If they end up growing, phenomenal. If they don't, it's not really the end of the world. Akil Thomas, he wants a major league contract. We still have $6 million in cap space, but I think I'm going to save that because we do have potential contract extensions to go here. I probably won't sign anybody to an extension just yet, but Boqvist, Provorov, and that's really it. So Boqvist, if we can lock him up, we could only potentially lose Provorov, so I think I may see what Boqvist is going to want. Oh, I'll give him a 5-year deal at 4.5. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm absolutely going to give him 5 at 4.5. I think that's perfect for us. I think he was good last year. Beautiful. Goalie's expiring. Daniil Tarasov is expiring. We don't know how he plays yet, so I'd like to see how he does before I offer him that contract. But other than that, I'm very, very happy with this roster right now. So all that is done. Free agency is done. I need to sign a goalie coach, but I'll catch up with you guys when we get to take a look at the lines. We're at the most exciting part of this video. It is time to take a look at the lines. How do they look? Whoo, baby! Kent Johnson gets, well, I think he had ankle breaker and skilled up, but he may have gotten skilled up. I don't remember him having skilled up, to be honest. But man, that's nice to see. Goudreau at a 90, line in 88, and a +5 on the first line. Beauvillier, where do you fit in? He fits great on the second or the third line, and Fantilli up to the second gets us a +1. Boone Jenner, ooh, okay. Chinikov, okay. So it looks like the second line is going to be the interesting one. Fantilli fits it perfectly. That's exciting to see that Fantilli fits the second line so perfectly. Potentially, I mean, Chinikov fits the first line really well. Line A fits the second line well. Do we have the option? Oh, wait, I swear I just saw... Oh, yeah, Beauvillier up there gets us a +2. This could be the move where we drop Line A down. He does have 2 more years left at 8.7, but we could get the +2 where he helps out Fantilli and Beauvillier. A third line of Middlestat, Jenner, and Marchenko is kind of nasty. And then Tessier, Danforth, and Foudy scratched his Peak and Sillinger. Sillinger, where do you fit? He fits the fourth line actually pretty well. Is there anybody down here that doesn't? Justin Danforth doesn't. And yeah, maybe Danforth out and Sillinger in. We get a +1 if we move him up or Boone Jenner down, but I don't see the need to do that right now. Foudy at center. No, it doesn't do anything different. But honestly, guys, I think this is pretty nice. I mean, Chinikov on the second line gets us a +2, and Marchenko is not too bad there on the third line. I mean, that's a really nasty third line with a +2 on the second line. Is it a year too soon for Chinikov on this second line? Sniper, power forward, two-way forward. Maybe. Middlestat up here gets us a +1. Middlestat for Fantilli, but I don't want to move Fantilli down. Boone Jenner does get us a... so Beauvillier, can you play there? And then Boone Jenner play center? Nope. Jenner at center is not the move. But we could do Chinikov, Middlestat, Marchenko as the third line with Jenner, Fantilli, and Beauvillier with the +2. With a +5 of Gaudreau, Johnson, Laine. I really like that. And that's just the forward core. Let's take a look at the defense. +1 there, but Boqvist now up to an 86 and gets the +3 with Werenski. David Jiricek up to an 83. And the unfortunate thing for him is I think it's going to get worse as he goes up, right? Blankenberg is up to an 80. And I did say I liked Blankenberg, the way he looked. He looks way better than you would think. Peak here. Peak fits the second line perfectly. So I wonder if Blankenberg, if we bench him, Peak gets us a +1. Oh, man, a +2 if we move Severson down, but I don't really want to move Severson down. I kind of would rather have the +1 than a +2 and a 0, or moving Severson onto the third pairing just to get a +2, right? I mean, I could move Provorov, but then we don't get the plus there. Anyway, Werenski, Boqvist as the top line fitting so perfectly together, and it's nice to have an offensive defenseman who's 24 at low elite with 92 passing, 92 offensive awareness. He hasn't developed any skills yet. As far as X factors, do we have anybody develop any? I think Werenski gained a couple more. I don't remember Werenski having 5 of them. I know he had a few, but oh man, I can't remember. Gaudreau still looks great. Laine looks great. Boone Jenner still got quick draw. In goal, Merzlikins. Tarasov's up to an 82. Okay, interesting. And he would fit anywhere on the forward core. We probably need to call up one more forward, but honestly, Blankenberg, I'm glad I brought him back. 80 overall. Looks really good. Power play-wise, we get a +5 with our power play. Johnson, Gaudreau, Laine, Marchenko, Boqvist. And on the second line... Chinikov fits, Beauvillier, Middlestat, Boone Jenner. Boone Jenner doesn't fit, and I'd like to get Fantilli in there. Does Fantilli fit is the question. He does. If I flip-flopped him with, flip-flop him with Middlestat, and then Fantilli down for Chinikov, and then Fantilli for Marchenko. Do we still get a +5 on the top line? We do, and Fantilli gets to be a part of it. Oh, my word. So then on the second, I mean, Marchenko down there, that's definitely helpful. Beauvillier, and then Werenski just doesn't fit, but that's fine with me. Oh, my God, this new coach might be the absolute move. Boone Jenner and Tessier with Werenski Severson get a +2. +2 for Foudy, Beauvillier. Foudy, are you? Yeah, he's a pretty decent. I mean, he's not the greatest, but he's good enough. And then Fantilli, Gaudreau. Gaudreau does fit. Foudy there, and I mean maybe Gaudreau out. I don't know. I think penalty kill line 2 no longer. Okay, it doesn't get the plus anymore, so we'll keep Foudy there. Perfect. Oh my guys, this is great. This is exactly what we wanted to see, and we haven't even taken a look at the AHL. We'll just do head coach preferred lines down here in the AHL. James Malatesta, okay, gets the first line nod, and then. Defensively, wow, this is a good AHL squad too. And then in goal, Salmonen is up to a 78 and Greaves up to a 74. Scratch, we got a couple players, which is nice to see. But man, oh man, things are going well. But we do have to re-enter all of these names onto the wheel. And, well, we'll see what things come of, what comes. We got to call up one more player because we do need 23 on the AHL roster for this to work. So in the system, who do we call up? Olivier? I think Olivier probably. He's a grinder, listed as a fourth line forward. Absolutely fine to be just a bench guy. So confirm him. We'll just go ahead, best lines it again in the AHL. And here we go. It's time to put all these names in the wheel and see what happens. So here we go. This episode has gone great for us, but things can easily change with one click of this wheel. Oh, let me move my microphone over here so you guys can hear me a bit better. And when I go crying, because hopefully it's tears of joy because this isn't too terrible. Oh no. No. Player is out for 6 months. Oh my God. Who is going to get injured in training camp? Oh my God, we're about to start this. Here is the new wheel with all the new names. You guys can see there's 23 entries. We got everybody. This next player is out for 6 months. Who is it gonna be? It's gonna be, okay, Matthew Olivier is going to be the guy out for 6 months. So he'll have to remain scratched, but oh my God, we were that close to Adam Boakfist. We were that close to Liam. I mean, Liam Foudy's not that at the end of the world, but a little bit more on the spin there. We're getting Boakfist, Line, Middlestat, and Boone Jenner. Boy, oh boy, they got kind of lucky on that one. So Olivier, sucks that he's out for 6 months, but you know, we'll have to deal with it. If we do get a forward injury, we're looking pretty rough there. So he's on the bench already, but we're fine. But guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been a great episode. Let me know your thoughts about the lines and who I should put where. Do we need to reshuffle our captains? I know Boone Jenner is our captain, but who do you guys want to see as the alternates? The alternates are currently Patrick Laine and Zach Werenski. I feel like I'm totally fine with that. But let me know your guys' thoughts about how this series is going. Any more franchise mode challenges to add to the wheel? Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.
It's a free for all, before we fall. It's a free for all.